At this place in history, we're in Burlington, down on the waterfront, with Executive Director of the Vermont Historical Society, Steve Perkins. Steve, we're here on a very icy day, and that's fitting, right?
Yes, we are talking ice hockey right here on the ice behind us. Some of the first hockey, international hockey, played in the United States. So Amanda, we have this incredible artifact that just recently came into the collection of the Vermont Historical Society. It is this beautiful little medal, and we have the two guys here with us that are responsible for this coming into a public collection. And so I'm really hoping we can learn more about what this means to Vermont.
All right, so what is that medal?
It's the medal that was given February 26 in 1886, and it was the first time ice hockey was played outside of Canada and in the United States. First international ice hockey game.
And I'm guessing here in Vermont, right?
Right here at what used to be the Central Vermont Wharf on the lake down at the waterfront.
What brought hockey here? What was going on at the time?
There was a winter carnival in 1886. It was put on by the Burlington Coasting Club. The Coasting Club put together an amazing event, like 40,000 people came. The hockey game came here from Montreal, and so this is a precursor to the Stanley Cup.
Did Vermonters even know what hockey was, or was this something completely new to them?
It was absolutely new. Some of the local people that were here for the other sports knew how to skate, and they said, well, tell us what the rules are, and they put together a team called the Vaness House. Vaness was a hotel. And so they played the Montreal Crystals and the athletics club. Vermont lost. But that didn't matter. They had fun, and it was a new sport, and so it came to the U.S. Because of that game.
It was a really bad day for hockey. To play outside, the wind was blowing. They said the spectators could barely see because the snow was blowing, so they played two very quick 10-minute games, and then they called it. They said, okay, Montreal Hockey Club wins. The newspaper reports say that the Van Ness House team, even though they had never played hockey before, gave it a good try, kind of rah-rah for the local boys.
If we were there at the time, would we recognize it as modern hockey?
Similar, biggest difference being there would have been 7 players on the ice for each team. Today there are 5 plus a goalie. Probably a little more chaotic, more sticks and more limbs being thrown around, and no helmets, basically skates and sticks. Maybe some rudimentary elbow pads, but certainly not the full gear that we associate with ice hockey today.
One thing to point out on the medal is you'll notice that the medal has a square puck. So until 1885, we're not quite sure when the switchover happened, but until 1885, they used a square puck.
Now, Devin, there are plans in the works for a historic marker here on the waterfront.
Yes,
Can you give us a little details on that?
The Division for Historic Preservation, which runs the Historic Site Marker Program, has put together a historic site marker that will be placed on the waterfront this spring. And it's actually at the foundry right now being cast. And what's really neat is that it talks about the game on both sides of the marker, one side in English and one side in French. So it's our first bilingual marker, because we're sure a lot of our Montreal visitors will want to see the spot and read the markers. So.
Freezing for a reason.
At this place in history.